Okay. Okay, I have to tell you something that happened to a friend of mine. And I'm going to keep her anonymous because honestly, she would die if she knew I was sharing this story. So picture this. She's at a very fancy work dinner, big deal corporate event, impeccably dressed, totally confident. And the waiter comes over and says, "Can I bring you anything to drink?" And she smiles her most professional smile and says, "Yes, please. I would like any water."
Oh no. Oh no, no, no.
And the waiter he just stared at her. This long, uncomfortable pause. And she thought maybe he didn't hear her, so she said it again, louder. "Any water, please." And he kind of tilted his head and went, "Still or sparkling?" And she said yes, just yes, because at that point she had completely lost the thread of what was happening.
Oh, she said yes to still or sparkling?
She said yes, full panic mode. The whole table went quiet. It was a disaster. And the thing is, she wasn't wrong because of her accent or her vocabulary or grammar in any other way. She was tripped up by two tiny little words, some and any. And I guarantee you, if you're learning English or even if you've been speaking it for years, you have made this exact same mistake. Welcome, welcome, welcome to English Unlocked. I'm Mary.
And I'm Alex. And today we are diving, and I mean really diving, into one of the most misunderstood, most misused, and honestly most underestimated word pairs in the entire English language, some and any.
And by the end of this episode, you will never, I repeat, never mix them up again. Whether you're ordering at a restaurant, interviewing for a job, asking your neighbor for sugar, or just chatting with your friends, you are going to feel so confident using these words that you might actually start noticing when other people get them wrong.
That's the goal, right? Total grammar awareness. So stick with us, because this episode is packed. We've got deep dives, real-world role play, memory tricks, a listener challenge, the works. Let's get into it.
Okay, Alex, let's start with the myth, the big one, the rule that every single ESL textbook seems to teach and that causes so much confusion. Say it with me, people. Ready?
Use some in positive sentences. Use any in negative sentences and questions. There it is, the rule, the legend, the lie.
The lie. Okay, I want to be fair. It's not entirely a lie. There's a kernel of truth in there. It works as a starting point for absolute beginners. But the problem is that learners take that rule and they apply it everywhere, in every single situation, without exception. And then they end up saying things like, "Any water, please," at a fancy dinner.
Right. Or they say things like, I don't have some money, which sounds really strange to a native speaker's ear. Or they ask, do you have any idea, when the context actually calls for some idea. The rule is a simplification, and simplifications, while helpful at first, can become the ceiling that stops you from advancing.
Exactly. And today we are smashing through that ceiling. So let's rebuild from the ground up, starting with some. Alex, take it away.
All right, sum. So at its core, sum is used when you're talking about a quantity or amount that exists, but you're not being specific about exactly how much or how many. Think of it as a vague, friendly, warm word. It's not zero, it's not all, it's just some, a portion, an unspecified amount.
I love that. Vague, friendly, warm. That's kind of how I think of it too. Like, I bought some apples. You don't know exactly how many apples. Could be 3, could be a dozen, but they exist. They are real apples in a real bag. The quantity is just unspecified.
Perfect. And yes, that works brilliantly in affirmative sentences. I have some news. She made some coffee. There are some messages for you. In all of these, we know that the thing exists, the news, the coffee, the messages. We just don't know the exact amount, and that's completely fine. That's how we naturally speak.
Mm-hmm. But now here is where the myth starts to fall apart, because some doesn't only live in positive sentences. Some also shows up in questions, and this is where so many learners go, wait, what?
Right. So listen to this. Would you like some coffee? That's a question, and it uses some, not any. Why? Because when you're making an offer, you're already expecting the answer to be probably yes. You're being warm and hospitable. That warmth is encoded in some.
Oh, I love this so much. It's like some is carrying emotional information. It's saying, hey, I'm pretty sure you want this. Whereas, would you like any coffee? Sounds cold, like a survey question. Do you consume any coffee products?
Exactly. It's very clinical. So when you're offering something, would you like some help? Can I get you some water? Shall I bring you some more bread? That's some territory, even though it's a question. The same thing applies to requests where you're hoping the answer is yes. Could I borrow some money? Can I have some time to think about it? You're anticipating a positive response.
And that is a game changer. Once you understand that some carries that expectation, that warmth, that assumption of yes, you start using it in the right places. You stop sounding like a survey and start sounding like a warm, lovely human person.
A warm, lovely human person. That's going on the show's tagline. Okay, before we move on, one more thing about some. It can also refer to a specific but unknown person or thing, like some guy called for you this morning. I don't know who that guy is. He's a mystery, but he exists. Some here is pointing to a real but unidentified individual.
Oh, yes. Or some doctor on TV said that this was healthy. I don't know which doctor. I don't know which show, but this doctor exists. Allegedly, somewhere in the universe. Some is doing that job of pointing to a real existing but vague reference. It's a word that believes in the existence of things even when it can't name them precisely. I kind of love that about it.
That's very poetic, Mary. Very poetic. All right, now let's talk about any. And any is a fascinating word because it has two very different personalities depending on the context. Let's meet them both.
Ooh, I love this framing. Two personalities. Go on.
Personality number one, any in negative sentences and genuinely open questions. This is the any that the textbook rule is actually talking about. I don't have any money. She didn't eat any breakfast. Is there any milk left? In these cases, any signals an open, uncertain, or zero quantity. You're not sure if the thing exists, or you're saying it doesn't exist at all.
Right. And the question version, is there any milk left? That's a genuinely neutral question. You have no idea if there's milk. You're not expecting yes or no. You're just asking. It's totally open. And that openness, that neutrality, that's any's first personality. Uncertain, open. Maybe yes, maybe no.
Exactly. But now, personality number two. This is the one that surprises people because it shows up in positive affirmative sentences. And this any means it doesn't matter which one. Any one of them will do. You can come anytime you want. Any doctor can tell you that smoking is bad for you.
Yes, this is the one that blows people's minds. Because if the rule is any only goes in negatives and questions, then how on earth does you can sit anywhere you like make sense? It's positive, it's affirmative, but it uses any. Well, anywhere, which comes from any, and there's no negative in sight.
Right, because this any means every option is acceptable. The choice is completely free. Call me anytime. Pick any color you want. Any student who studies hard can pass this exam. It's not about absence or uncertainty anymore. It's about complete freedom of choice, total inclusivity. Every option qualifies.
And once you see that, you cannot unsee it. That second personality of any is everywhere. Any size is fine, I'll eat anything, you can ask anybody. It's like any is saying, I am not picky. All of these work. Take your pick. It's the most generous, open-handed word in the English language in that context.
I love that. The most generous word. Okay, so now that we've got a solid handle on each word individually, let's enter what I like to call the tricky zone.
Ooh, it sounds ominous when you say it like that. The tricky zone.
It should sound ominous, because this is where both words can technically be used, but the meaning shifts. Sometimes subtly, sometimes dramatically. And this is the part where even advanced speakers pause and go, which one do I want here?
Okay, give me a classic tricky zone example. Go.
Okay, ready? Did you buy some bread versus did you buy any bread? Both are grammatically correct. Both are questions about bread in the past tense, but they feel different. What do you notice?
Oh, yes. Did you buy some bread? I'm kind of expecting that you did. Maybe I sent you to the store. Maybe I know bread was on the list. I'm checking in. There's a warmth there, an expectation. But did you buy any bread? I have no idea. I'm genuinely asking. Maybe we ran out. Maybe you forgot. Maybe it wasn't even on the list. It's a totally open question.
Exactly right. The grammatical structure is the same. Both are questions about bread in the past tense, but some implies expectation, I thought you would, while any is genuinely neutral, I have no idea if you did or not. That tiny shift in word choice changes the emotional context of the entire sentence.
Context, context, context. Some and any don't exist in a vacuum. They live inside a relationship, inside a moment, inside a feeling, and they carry those feelings every single time.
Beautifully said. Okay, let's talk about real mistakes, ones that real hardworking learners make every day. Recognizing these is how you stop making them. Mary, what's number one?
Okay, number one is the classic, using any in an offer or polite request. So someone says, "Would you like any help?" And look, I understand exactly why this happens. The learner is thinking it's a question, so I use any. That logic is not crazy. It makes total sense based on the simplified rule. But the correct version is, "Would you like some help?" Because we're offering, we're expecting yes, we're being warm.
Right. And the tip to remember is, whenever you're the one doing the offering, when you're extending a hand to someone, go with some. Would you like some tea? Can I get you some water? Do you want some company? It warms the sentence up immediately.
Number two, using some in a negative sentence. I don't have some time right now. Ugh, this one hurts my heart because the intention is so clear, but the grammar just doesn't click. In a negative sentence with don't, doesn't, didn't, can't, won't, and all those lovely negatives, we switch to any. I don't have any time right now. That's the one.
And the reason it sounds wrong with some in a negative is because some implies existence. It says the thing is there, but your negation is saying the thing doesn't exist. So I don't have some time is a contradiction inside one sentence. The words are fighting each other. Any, on the other hand, perfectly complements the negation because any can mean zero. Not any equals nothing. They're on the same team.
Perfect. Okay, we have covered so much, and I know some of you are probably thinking, this is a lot. How am I going to remember all of this? So let's make it easy. Memory trick time.
Yes. Okay, trick number one, think of some as the expecting yes word. Every time you use some, ask yourself, am I assuming this thing exists? Am I expecting a yes? If yes, use some. I made some dinner. Yes, the dinner exists. Would you like some wine? Yes, I think you probably want wine. I heard some interesting news. Yes, the news is real. Some always believes the thing is there.
I love that. Some is an optimist. It walks into the room believing the thing exists. Trick number two, any is the open door word. The door is open to all possibilities. Any color is fine, I'm not fussy. Or to emptiness. There isn't any food left. No expectations, no assumptions, just openness.
The open door, that's really good. And trick number three, this is the one that saves you in questions specifically. Ask yourself, am I offering or hoping for yes? Some. Am I genuinely unsure? Any. That's the whole trick for questions. Offering or hoping, some. Genuinely unsure, any. Say it 3 times. Offering or hoping, some. Genuinely unsure, any.
And if you remember just those 3 tricks, some is the optimist, any is the open door, and for questions, offering or hoping gets some, while genuine uncertainty gets any, you will be right 90% of the time. Seriously, that's the toolkit. Let's put it into action now with some real-world roleplay. This is my favorite part.
Mine too. Okay, scenario 1. We're at a restaurant. I'm the waiter, you're the customer. Ready?
Ready.
Good evening. Can I get you something to start? Would you like some bread while you look at the menu?
Oh, yes, please. Some bread would be lovely. And could I get some water for the table?
Of course. Still or sparkling? As the waiter offering, I asked, would you like some bread? That's some because I'm expecting yes. Beautiful usage. Did you catch it, listeners?
And I used some in my request, too. Some water for the table, because I know I want it. I'm not doubtful. I'm not asking an open question. I want water. Some. Perfect. Okay, scenario 2, job interview. Alex, you're the interviewer. I'm the nervous candidate.
All right, so thank you for coming in. Do you have any experience with project management software?
Yes, actually, I have some experience with Asana and Monday.com. I also did some training in Trello last year. Oh, and I have some ideas about how I could apply those skills here if you'd like to hear them.
That would be great, yes. Okay, pause the role play. Did you notice? The interviewer used any. Do you have any experience? Because it's a genuinely open question. He doesn't know if she has experience or not. Totally neutral. But then Mary's character responded with some. I have some experience because now she's asserting that it exists. It's real. It's there. Some all the way.
And notice I said some ideas, not any ideas. Those ideas are real. I'm asserting that they exist and offering them. Some. And in job interviews, using some to describe your skills sounds far more confident. I have some experience is much better than I don't have any experience, but.
Very good point. Don't volunteer the any unless the any is true. That's exactly the goal. All right, folks, it's time for the listener challenge. We're going to give you 2 fill-in-the-blank questions. Say your answer out loud, then we'll give you the correct answer and explain why. Ready?
Question 1. You're at a friend's house and they've just made tea. They turn to you and say, would you like tea? Some or any? Think about it. Are they offering? Are they expecting yes? Pause. The answer is some. Would you like some tea? It's an offer. It's warm. They want to serve you tea. Some is the word.
Question 2. You come home after a long day. You open the fridge, it's empty. You sigh and say, there isn't any food in the house. Some or any? Pause. The answer is any. There isn't any food. Negative sentence, not any, equals 0 food. You're going to have to order takeout, my friend. Any.
We are coming up to the end of the episode. Let's do a quick recap of the big takeaways.
Let's do it. Number 1, the old rule, some for positives, any for negatives and questions, is a starting point, not the whole story. Do not live and die by that rule alone. It will let you down.
Number 2, some is your optimist. It believes the thing exists. Use it in affirmatives, in offers, and requests where you're hoping for yes, and when referring to something specific but unidentified. Some says, this is real.
Number 3, any is your open door. In negatives, it means 0. Not any equals nothing. In open questions, it means genuine uncertainty. And in positive sentences, it means complete freedom of choice. It doesn't matter which one. Any says all possibilities are open.
Number 4, in questions, the key test is, am I offering or hoping for yes? Use some. Am I genuinely unsure and opening the question up? Use any. That one test will save you in so many real-life situations.
And number 5, context is everything. These words carry emotional meaning. Some is warm, confident, expectant. Any is open, free, neutral. Choose the one that matches what you actually feel and mean in that moment. That's not just grammar, that's communication.
I love ending on that note. And to anyone thinking of the times they've made these mistakes, do not cringe. Every person who speaks a second language has been exactly where you are. The fact that you're here, learning and caring about this, that is extraordinary.
Absolutely. Language learning is a journey, and every episode is a step forward. You are building something magnificent, the ability to communicate with the world in a language that isn't your first. That is a superpower.
A superpower. And now you have some new tools in your belt. See what I did there? Some. Go out there and use them this week. Try making an offer with some. Notice when someone uses any in a positive sentence. Once you start noticing, you cannot stop.
And that awareness, that noticing, is how language becomes second nature. It stops being a rule you apply and starts being a feeling you trust. That's fluency.
Next episode, we are tackling much and many. If you think some and any had surprises, just wait. Much and many have some gray zones that will delight you. Maybe frustrate you a little first, but then delight you. That's the process.
Frustration before delight. That really is the process. If you enjoyed today's episode, please share it with someone who's learning English or leave us a review. It genuinely helps more learners find us.
And if you have any questions or some thoughts to share, drop them in the comments or reach out. We read everything and love hearing from you. I'm Mary.
And I'm Alex. Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. Now go out there, speak with confidence, and remember, you've got this. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye, everyone.